Hello, welcome to Beauty Goodies. A quick one, we'll be learning how to make our cake. These are the ingredients we'll be needing: our egg, I'll be using 5 egg, our sugar, our vanilla essence, our butter, our baking powder, and this is our flour that we'll be using. This 1 cup of flour. Then this vinegar, white vinegar, I'll be using this as my preservative. So let's get started. In a bowl, I'll be adding my measurement of sugar. This is what I'm using as my measuring cup. Here I'll be adding 3 cups of it here. Then I'll be using my butter. You can use any butter of your choice. For me, I prefer this type. You can use margarine, but I prefer Simax. So I'll be using half of this butter because I'm using 5 eggs. So using a whole of this butter will be too oily. So I'll be using just half of it. So the next thing to do is to start mixing the sugar and the butter until the sugar dissolves in the butter. So you have to be consistent in mixing. You keep mixing till the sugar dissolves. And just know that as you are mixing, it's increasing in size, in quantity. So after some minutes, this is what you get. You can see how creamy it is. It has changed color. So after like 20 minutes, this is what I'm able to get. You can see that it's looking good to the eyes. So the next thing I'll be doing is breaking of my eggs. As I earlier said, I'll be using 5 eggs for this cake. So I'll be breaking my cake into a bowl. Please feel free to use whatever you want to use. Use whatever you have at home. So I'll be breaking 5 eggs here and mix them. So start mixing till the eggs start forming. Here I'm using a spoon. I don't have a whisker. So having your instrument for cake should not be a barrier. Whatever you have at home, just use it. So in another bowl, I'll be sieving my flour. So using that same measuring cup, I'll be measuring five cups of it. Since I'm using 5 eggs, I'll be measuring 5 cups of flour. So I'm sieving this flour in case there's any dirty, there's any lumps there. So you need to sieve your flour always before use. Sorry that my video is not that clear. I didn't have a perfect video space. So on that bowl, I'll be adding my baking powder to the sieve flour. Here I don't have any powdered flavor. So just my baking powder and the flour, that's what I'll be using. But if you have powdered flavor, you can add it here. This is what I'll be using. And this is how my eggs looks like after whisking it with my spoon for about 5 minutes. You just need consistency. You must not have the tools, but just need consistency. So I'll be adding my whipped egg to the butter and sugar mixture. Then mix a little. Just mix a little. That means I'll be adding my vanilla essence. So this is what I'll be using as my flavor. Since I didn't use any powdered flavor, I'll be using my vanilla as flavor. Mix a little. I'll be adding my vinegar. I'm just adding little of this vinegar. I'm using it as my preservative. So the cake is not even going to stay for a very long time. So I'll just be using little of it. When vinegar has different purpose. For me, I'm using it as a preservative here. After this, I'll be adding my flour. As I earlier said, I'm using 5 measure of this. So you mix. At this stage, I'm avoiding over mixing, and I'm putting it bit by bit so that the flour can mix very well in the eggs. So you mix. So after just mixing for just few minutes, so after mixing for a few minutes, this is what I'm having. So going back to our oven, this is my local oven. I don't have oven, so I preheat my sand in a pot for about 10 minutes before putting this. And for the cake pans, please make sure you rub butter and flour before putting your cakes so that it won't stick to it. Sorry I didn't show you, but make sure you oil your pan and put flour in it to avoid sticking. So here I'm using paper. Please use what you have. Here I'm using paper to cover it. You can use a foil paper to cover it, or if your pot can cover very well, like my pot now, if you cover it there, it will still be opening. That's why I'm using paper to cover it so that air won't penetrate in. So just cover it this way. Please, I'm baking on a low heat. So this is about 25 minutes. This is what I'm able to get. So this is for the first round. So I bake also for the second time. I was able to bake it twice. And this is what I got for the day. So with 5 eggs. 1